Oh, hey, AJ. How's it going, AJ?
We back, baby. We back. Wait a minute. Real talk for a second.
Are we a Dynasty story?
Who are you? Because I'm friends with PSVR without Parole. And who is this PSVR2 without Parole? Future man. Did you come back in time to kill me? Is that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, just
making sure we're on the same page.
Watch your fucking back. I'm coming for you. Which, I mean, kind of kills the intensity of the moment if we're going to talk about it ahead of time, I suppose. However, dude, we are fucking.
That wasn't on the run of show, was it?
No.
Everybody. Yeah.
Dude, we're back. We're a dinosaur story. Let's go to it, man. Let's start this show. This is PSVR GameScast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on YouTube on this channel, PSVR 2 without Parole. Because let's be honest, do any of you guys care about PSVR 1 anymore? The answer is we don't give a fuck. We're moving forward with or without you. My name is Brian Pop, and this gentleman right here, PSVR 2 without Parole, and this gentleman over here, my hetero life mate, is AJ from Underground, PSVR Underground.
Soon to be PSVR 2 Underground.
Man, you're so slacking.
Because I have to copy everything you do.
You're so slacking. Get your shit together. Move into the future with me so I don't have to come there and kill you.
I feel like a dinosaur. What is up, man? What is up, Game Cats? Good to see you. Missed you guys. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all, everybody got some rest out there, got some time away, and hit that good old mental refresh button, reset button. Also,
I hit the mental snooze button for like 7 days straight.
Yes. Oh, man. But it is Monday, and we are here once again to make your Monday suck. Just a little bit less.
Yep. Do a little bit of housekeeping while we get settled back into the old routine. Obviously, if you haven't already joined us over on Discord, that is where all the coolest cats hang out. Click the link in the description below. There is no charge at all to join our Discord. Dude, do you know that some people charge to join their Discord? How crazy is that? But also crazy that if you want to get in our voice chat on Discord, $3 over on Patreon. So look how fucking crazy
you don't charge for your Discord?
Sometimes.
Oh, everybody that comes in, I charge them.
Oh. I mean, you are the bouncer, man. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Right? Yeah, if you do want to support the channel, keep the lights on. We have very few lights left, man. As the lights burn out one by one, I go, let's hope they support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/withoutparolegames. For $3 or more a month, you can get your name on that scroll that goes by 100 times per episode. And for $5 or more, you will soon start getting exclusive content over on patreon.com/withoutparolegames. I do an AMA once a month, which usually lasts about 2 hours. So it's me just kind of sitting around like shooting the shit and telling private stories and stuff, which is, not all that much different than what I do in voice chat all day long. But we're also going to be bringing back Why We Love. So if you do actually love Why We Love, like people said they did, don't forget, you will get access to new episodes of Why We Love with a variety of co-hosts starting sometime soon. $5 or more. Patreon.com.
Yeah, I wonder who that co-host could be.
We're going to start off with all the usual suspects, of course. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised for the first few, that's for sure. And as soon as Jeremy gets his shit together, man, we'll get him back. And as soon as, I talked to Dez and I was like, hey, man, what are you doing, man? We need to. And so, one of these days, man, you can see some familiar faces on the channel. Who knows? Let's start off the show, though, with a few tips from the chat. Stay Gold, Bang, which... great name, I think. $10 tip says, love the topic. Check out Silver Cord VR omnidirectional treadmill. It requires shoes or socks, and you can walk, run, fly, swim, or even sit. And it's foldable for portable use. I do like the foldable aspect of this. Love their work. Thanks for the heads up. Stay Gold, Bang. That's awesome. AJ, while I'm reading off the next tip, do you mind doing a quick Google search for me and get me a link to Silver Cord VR omnidirectional treadmill?
Yeah, if I can remember that.
It's in the tip. We also got Niles trying the game.
Really rolls off the tongue.
It really does. I mean, very amazing marketing they've got going on. Niles trying the game feline with the $5 tip says, "You're back. You're really back. Single solitary tear runs down cheek. Oh, you're back. You're really back." See, I had to read it with the proper intonation. Thank you so much, Niles Ryan. We got another one coming up as soon as I scroll back to it. It is Genetic Blasphemy, the abbreviated Dreamscat. Sorry, I almost had that right with the $5 tip. Says, "You two are never allowed to take a break on the same week again. Great to see you both. You have been missed."
Thank you, man. Total coincidence. He called me and he's like, "I'm going to take a break this week." And I was like, "No, I was going to take a break this week." And we just said, we both need a break, man. So hopefully everybody took a break. You know?
Welcome back, everybody.
Everybody needed a break.
Yeah. No, I know I needed a break, man. It was good, too. I will say, since we're on the topic, it was good. Sometimes you just stay focused on one thing and you just kind of like stick with it for so long. But you forget like all the other things in life that make you that you're excited about. And I've rediscovered a lot of things that were missing in my life over the last week. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't really do anything. I just kind of took the time that I needed to sort of, sort some shit out. And that's, important. I think everybody needs to do that every so often. All right. I think that gets us caught up on tips as well. Sweet.
All right. Well, I sent you a little link to this thing, which we can, I guess, maybe reference it later or something, or
yeah, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be talking about VR treadmills later in the show. We're going to talk about all sorts of things in the show. We're going to be talking about upcoming PSVR2 games. We're going to be talking about some very cool VR demos that we've seen, and of course those VR treadmills that we were just talking about. But first, I think it's time to, let's kick off this Monday show with a return to form. And let's get those. Let's get a very special group of cats recognized the way they need to be recognized. Right, AJ?
That is right, Brian. We would like to thank those that support us in another way by changing their name to something Gamecat related, or something Gamecat adjacent, as you at something Gamecat adjacent like to say. And this week we have 3 new Gamecats to welcome to the Gamecat Dojo. Starting with Distracted by Hotcakes, the serial killer Gamecat. Ooh.
Bing.
They did it. They actually did it.
It took me a second. I was like, wait, so who is this really?
Exactly. We'll never know if this is Distracted or if this is Hotcakes. Or if it's serial killer.
I don't want to spoil anything. It's Distracted. All right, who's our next cat?
We've also got Shapeshifter, the amorphous Gamecat.
Bing. So here's what I like about this one. Like, I mean, not only is it a great Gamecat name, but if I just kind of briefly look at the little avatar in the circle, it always makes me think of Spawn. All it is the sense controller. But for some reason in the circle, it reminds me of Spawn.
I love Spawn.
Yeah,
very much. I almost said Animorph. Remember Animorphs?
Yeah. Yes. No.
I read some of those books.
Let's not do that.
I played some shitty Shockwave games.
Was there? I think they were PS1 games, weren't there? I don't know. I don't
know. I played the ones on like on the PC that were like free to stream play. I was like hooked to them. They had like the slugs and stuff. I think it was like Pac-Man, but Animorphs and like slugs you had to avoid. I don't remember. Something weird like that.
So many good things to look back on, AJ. Why are we looking back on Animorphs?
Finally, we have serial killer, the elderly Gamecat.
Bing, dude! It was serial killer's birthday while we were away, and like one of the very first days I took off, he had his birthday, and had even requested a couple of games for the 50 hidden gems in 50 days streams, and so I didn't get to those, unfortunately. We will, however, get back to that series soon enough with the request from serial killer himself.
Man, when Hotcakes comes back, shit's gonna get real confusing.
Yeah,
because I know Hotcakes will be back. He's never too far away.
Ben L of the Gamecat Army with the $5 tip says, "Here's an idea for another Patreon reward: daily or weekly picture of tornado." mean, I know you guys like Tornado, but I mean, yeah? I mean, yeah. I mean, I would say videos, man. I would say let's do the videos. Like, let's just hang out with Tornado for 5 minutes, a day. That would be so relaxing. I would love that. I don't know.
GB abbreviated Dreamscat. Happy birthday, belated birthday to you too, my friend.
Emily Baxter, the cartoony witch game kitten with the $2 tip, says, it's been a week. Just a reminder, cartoony games suck. It's been a week. It's been a week.
We almost forgot.
We almost did.
I almost forgot.
Yep. All right, man. What do you say? You want to? We should definitely get to the show. But just a reminder: if anybody does change their name to GameCat because they love us almost as much, which would be impossible, as much as we love you. Remember, after you change your name, put hashtag GameCat somewhere in the comments below any of our videos, and we'll be able to give you a shout out on next Monday's show. Also, if anybody sees anything wrong with the Patreon scroll down there, please let me know, because something seemed wrong today when I was putting it together, and I don't know what it could possibly be. Something seemed off, but let me know, because I have no idea what the problem might be. AJ,
Yo,
what are your thoughts on Beat Saber?
funny story. One of the cats, Metal Game Cat Solid, actually was asking me if I would check out the Fallout Boy music pack. Okay. And then, so I actually bought it just for him, just to because he wanted to see some gameplay on Expert Plus. And I checked it out. And then also this new Beat Saber electronic mixtape pack dropped. And I've been having fun with it, man. It feels really good to get back into Beat Saber because I think it's really a great game from a technical level. Yes, insert XYZ band I don't like. Yeah, that still kind of remains. Like, I'm not crazy about the music, but it is a fun game to play and really, really good. And I've been enjoying getting back into it and getting back at the shaking the rust off and playing it a bunch. I've been having a blast with it.
Yeah, Miles Dyer and I jumped in. We played a little bit of Versus just to be able to hang out and socialize while we checked out the new DLC. And man, does this make me appreciate OSTs way more than ever before, because the OSTs are so much better than this nonsense. These are some really played out electronic songs, some stuff that like is so generic that I can't even deal. And a few little surprises here and there. I did think the Pendulum song was cool. I wasn't familiar with them prior to this. Miles gave me the full backstory, so now I understand who they are, and they're pretty impressive. But for the most part, I'm like, man, this made me appreciate like the Billie Eilish and Lady Gaga and all of the other stuff that, especially Fall Out Boy, which is more recent stuff that like I haven't really had a whole lot of time to spend time with. Music that I can tolerate. This I do not like the music in this. I think the OSTs do electronic music 1,000 times better than this track pack did. That said, the mapping I love.
Yes.
Thank
you. I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, this is the thing, is that I think Beat Saber they have been expanding. They've had lots of success. Also, Yaroslav Beck has a newborn on the way. So I want to say congratulations to Yaroslav Beck, the creator, one of the co-founders of Beat Game Studios and creator. Also a really nice person. And, there's never enough nice people in the world. So congrats to you, man. But anyways, that's besides the point. The game. I think we've been seeing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. They've been expanding their teams. They've been getting more organized, and they've got a new studio. And I think we're starting to finally see the effects of that taking place, where the game has a certain quality to it now with each update. And yeah, take out whatever the music selection is. The mapping itself, I'm actually a big fan of the mapping of the Fall Out Boy pack, of the electronic mixtape. Not only the mapping, but the visuals, the backgrounds, I feel like are improving as well. So just the subtle little things that they've been doing, and I think they're actually moving in the right direction. Now they just need to figure out how to like really crank out tons of variety of music packs all the time, and I think they're golden. But I'm actually pretty impressed with what they've been doing lately.
Yeah, same for sure. And I will say, just to kind of put a cap on this, that if you haven't played in a while and you jump back in and you play the electronic mixtape DLC, don't worry, you're not nearly out of practice as it'll make you feel, because I played everything on expert and I was failing left and right. And I was like, I know I'm out of practice. I know that I haven't played Beat Saber in a while, like not seriously. But going back after playing the electronic mixtape and playing Green Day and playing the OSTs and playing everything else that that I love in this game. Pardon me, young lady. Jesus Christ. I was like, oh wow, I'm still okay at this game. I can handle expert on most songs, but I think they definitely cranked up the difficulty a bit with the electronic mixtape. So just keep that in mind. If you're like, this is really difficult, cool. Just knock it down to hard or slow it down a little bit and take your time getting there. Expert's
usually the most fun, but the I think when it's at its best, expert is the most fun to play. Because it's that perfect balance of challenge and mapping. But Expert Plus, I think you're right. They did do a good job with Expert Plus is just really hard. You shouldn't really be able to clear an Expert Plus level on the first try. It should throw some new things at you, and that's kind of what it does here. It's got some insanely difficult stuff. Oh, look at her. And I will say, side note, for all the Synth Riders fans out there, they also did that Lindsey Sterling music pack, and I got to check it, and I played the experience for it, and I think they are also improving in a similar way. The mapping, the visuals, this experience that Synth Riders has, the new one. Although I'm not like crazy about the music, this time around, the visuals of the experience level is really good. It is trippy as hell. So, yeah, maybe I can get a chance to like upload some of these. I haven't figured out how I want to show them off because it's just not the same as seeing it in VR. But I want to figure out some way to like show you how awesome this stuff is.
Yeah, I think Synth Riders, the only thing they're really suffering with right now is not having the multiplayer on PSVR, which is something they said would be coming soon, and they've absolutely dropped the ball on making it come soon. I'm sure it's still coming down the pipeline. Well, fingers crossed that it's still coming down the pipeline. No guarantees on anything these days, but it's obviously
it's a really important element to the game.
Yeah, and I really hope that the devs over at Beat Games are paying attention to Synth Riders and saying this is what makes a good multiplayer rhythm game. Like this is what we need to add to Beat Saber. Add that Mario Kart style competition to it.
Yeah.
All right, man. But enough about that. That's old news. That's old news.
We're caught up now.
Let's get caught up and let's check out this. Let's check out this Is it Unreal 5 demo that just kind of made the rounds today on Twitter?
Yeah, it's an Unreal Engine 5 demo that's been blowing up because it's basically a tech demo that is going for full like photorealistic looking graphics. Showcases what Unreal Engine 5 is capable of just from I think a single dev who just kind of did this as a experiment, kind of like a bad Robo does in Dreams, Right. It is nothing short of shocking when you see it. I mean, it looks, you have to really look closely to see that it is actually in-game rendered footage, in-engine footage.
Yeah, this is the creator of this is Lorenzo Drago, I don't know, on art, who posted this over on artstation.com initially, and it's based on a real life train station in Toyama, Japan. This is like we've definitely talked about like photorealism in games before. We've talked about photorealism in VR. This just takes it to a level that I think is fucking unprecedented. When I saw this, I was like, when is it going to switch over to the VR version, or when is it going to switch over to the fake version? Like, I thought this was saying, hey, this is what it looks like in real life. Let me show you what it looks like, in the thing that I created. And it's just, this is it, man. This is photorealism. Like, this is pretty legit. And I know, and the shocking thing is like, the bigger I blew this up, the more real it looked. When I was looking at my phone, I was like, wow, that looks really good. And then when I, and then when I looked at it on my PC, I was like, this looks really good. I'm like, let's check this out on my TV. It's actually shockingly well done, for everything from the reflections to the lighting to just the detail, the water, everything. This looks really good. And I think the first thing most of us will think about when we see this is, God damn, can you imagine how scary this will be when somebody brings this level of detail into a horror game?
Yeah. Obviously, this is, I think, the way I look at this, because it's almost cobbled together, like it's kind of Frankenstein together, the way he made this video. I do think it's a potential look in the future. I don't think games are probably not going to come out the gate looking like this. It maybe even be until PS6 where we could achieve something like this in VR. But it is interesting how he cobbled together and actually rendered this with Unreal Engine 5, did all the custom textures and everything, and then filmed it from like a VR tracking mode or something where it's got that natural head movement look to it. So the only thing, though, that we should really note is that what's not integrated with the VR tools in Unreal Engine 5 yet is the lighting. That lighting is using Lumen, which is the lighting system that has not been VR integrated into its VR yet. I'd like to see it maybe happen in the future. It'd be really, really cool, but I don't know when that would be, but still, like you said, man, if games can even achieve something close to this, like you don't need everything to look photorealistic, but it is certainly an impressive demo.
Yeah, I mean, especially in VR. Especially in VR, like that's the kind of thing. Like any little thing that you can change, anything you can upgrade, anything you can improve, from resolution to texture to whatever, right? Especially lighting. Anything that tricks your mind a little bit more to make you forget that you're in a VR space, make you actually think you're in real life. Because even with more cartoony games, Emily, I've been convinced, I kind of forget like where I am, what I'm doing. And so, when you enter some place that looks like this, I mean, this is some next level shit. So very good stuff.
Matthew Lee says PSVR 5 is super powerful. Once Unreal gets its VR ducks in the order, then I would expect Unreal 5 in 2 to 3 years, my guess. I'm guessing he means the headlining features such as Lumen and Nanite, which will be, if they are possible to achieve, that. I mean, at least just fully optimized. Even if it doesn't have those features, Unreal Engine 5 is brand new. So as it continues to be optimized over the years, it's going to only get better and better. And with things like with eye tracking that PSVR2 is going to introduce, and the way they've learned that can reduce the strain on the CPU and GPU, it's going to be a wild generation that we have to look forward to. And I can't wait, man. It's super exciting.
Yeah, the next level, next generation of VR is almost finally here. We've been waiting 6 years for VR to really make a big step forward. And it's
going to make one.
Yeah, if this is the shit we're looking forward to, then it's definitely been worth the wait.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let me run by 2 tips here before we get moving. We got Professor Lilith with the $5 tip. Says this week's Sunday multiplayer poll is up in the Discord. Sirento, Trickster, or Farpoint, ninjas, swords and sorcery, or giant bugs. So guys, if you didn't know, then we do every Sunday we do a multiplayer meetup for any of the cats out there who want to join, and that's all organized in our Discord by the wonderful Professor Lilith. So please click the link in the description below. Join us over on Discord, and if you want to get on the multiplayer stuff, that's where it's all happening. Thank you so much, Professor Lilith. Sirento, Trickster, or Farpoint this Sunday, I believe 3 p.m. Eastern. I always get the wrong time. I think it's maybe 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm a horrible host. We also got Emily Baxter, hashtag the Cartoony Witch Game Kit, with the $2 tip. Says photorealism sucks. Oops, damn pain meds.
I figured. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you be like all for photorealism?
Right. I mean, I know I am, man. I know I am. I'm going to love the indie games. I'm going to love the cartoony games, but I am so looking forward to seeing how real VR can be.
Depends on what it's used for, really. I think that's what made things like PT, the playable teaser, really scary was like, it had that realistic vibe to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it certainly can be effective if used properly, but I don't think everything has to be realistic to be like immersive.
Agreed. AJ, moving on. We got Propigation Paradise Hotel playing in the corner of the screen below me, right down here. If you weren't paying attention, it's been playing for like 2 minutes. I jumped the gun, switched the scene early. My bad. This is a game coming up from developers of Ragnarok, Wanna Dev Studio, and during the French French Direct showcase on Friday. This appeared to be the only VR game that was there. They showed off this brand new footage. I think, as far as I know, the first gameplay footage of the game. And this is supposed to be a PSVR2 game when it finally comes out. AJ, impressed or not impressed?
I've only seen a little bit of this, but it looks impressive to me. It's got a little bit of a Dead Island vibe to it. And looking at the page here, they talk about, they say it's a story-driven campaign that has elements of exploration, stealth, and action. Advanced game mechanics like realistic weapon handling, self-healing, environment searching, puzzles, not a fan of those, dynamic map inventory, and then, of course, a horror atmosphere. They say attention to detail in the graphics and sound quality for incredibly immersive horror, and, of course, terrifying encounters with zombies, mutants, and more. So I like it, man. I have no idea what to expect. As always, I'm going to keep my expectations in check. But like you said, these guys made Ragnarok, which is a pretty basic game and has a great reputation. So seems like it's a pretty talented studio.
Yeah, they do seem like a pretty talented studio. This is this is a game I've been looking forward to ever since they kind of debuted the trailer forever ago, or a teaser forever ago, I suppose. And so it was interesting to see this. You've got to kind of wonder what the lead platform is. That's the thing that's concerning me the most, because at the very corner of the video that they showed, I believe they said this is running in real time on standalone VR hardware, which I think I think everyone thinks the same thing when they hear standalone VR hardware. Generally, you think Quest 2, and this definitely looks like something that the Quest 2 would be easily capable of. So the question is it going to? And this, I think this is a question, like a much bigger question that goes far beyond Propagation Paradise Hotel. Do you think that developers who are bringing their game to Quest 2 and then saying, "Oh, we're going to have this ready for PSVR 2 at launch," do we demand more from developers when they bring their game to PSVR 2, or is just having a proper port enough to make sure that we have a version of it?
We do not want a Quest 2 version. I will wait. It does not have to be a launch title if it's a Quest 2 port. What is the point of investing $400, $500 into a console and then $400, $500 into a headset when it plays $300 headset games? It doesn't make sense. Most games that come to PSVR 2, this game will likely be on Steam as well, and we'll probably get the PC version. As we, with most developers we've talked to, they say, there's nothing wrong with having two different versions or whatever, but yeah, you don't want to port a Quest version. Your game's probably not going to do well if you do that. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's going to be way stiffer competition on PSVR 2, and I don't think there's anything wrong with getting the same version across the board. Like, I mean, it kind of sucks. Like, we would want an improved version. We want something with better lighting, something with just like higher resolution, everything. Especially when we see what the thing's actually capable of. But certain, I would say small dev teams are only capable of so much. Like, if Walkabout Mini Golf finally came to PSVR, I don't think I would complain because that it looked the same as the Quest version. I would just be like, oh, I'm just finally happy I get to play this game on PSVR. Like, and I love this game, and this is where, a lot more cats can play it. And to be like, I don't know, like they should have like improved the graphics, or something for the PSVR 2 version, makes me go, I don't know. It's like there's indie games everywhere, right? There's indie games on PlayStation 5, on PlayStation 4, and just because the system itself is capable of way more, do we demand that indie developers like step up their game and say, well, we need to make it better just because it can be better on PlayStation 5?
If the developers are capable, I don't want to be unfair here, like
Right.
especially if it's an art style that if it's part of the art style that it looks the way it does, then that is what it is. But when you a game like this, it's like I said, it's probably going to have a PC version. Like looking at the graphics here, that definitely looks like a Quest version, and I'd be actually surprised if it had that flashlight with it too. Maybe it does. Maybe it could because it's not a multiplayer game; it's a single player game. But we know games that like After the Fall got the flashlight cut out on the Quest version, and people were pretty adamant about getting it back in there if they could. But yeah, I mean, it looks solid. It looks like a solid for a Quest title. But like, yeah, I'd rather, like I said, man, you're investing all that.
Yeah. And I think when you're investing all of that, you're investing in saying, I get the games on every platform. I'm able to get like this game that's also on Quest, but then I also am able to play these AAA games called The Mountain, these first party Sony games, third party games that, just can't be played anywhere else. I think that's where the investment comes from, and also being able to be like, well, there's no reason it can't come over from Quest, even if it's a straight port. It's like, this is where all, VR games will come to live, and play and hang out and snuggle and lick each other's faces.
Sure.
How did that feel? We got Donatello the Science Gamecat with the $5 tip. Says, will you guys note in your PSVR2 game reviews if it's a Quest 2 port? Hashtag Benjamin, I'm not Jason.
If you can't tell just by looking at it, I mean, I'm sure we'll, like I said, it's going to depend case by case. Not every single game is going to require like amazing top end graphics. Sometimes, like I said, we love indie games too. Like we're big fans of indie games. So it's kind of a case by case basis, but should be able to tell by looking at it though.
Yeah. I mean, I think
after a while, at least, not if you're new, but
yeah, I mean, whether it's a Quest port or not, I don't think should matter. It's like, how does it play? How does it look? How does it feel? Period, right? Like, as long as I'm happy with the performance and saying, oh, it's a small studio and they charged the right price for it, I think that's the important thing to know. I don't know if I'm going to be like jumping back and forth between my Quest 2 and PSVR 2 saying, oh, well, this is a Quest 2 port. How dare they? There's a lot more to it than that. AJ, let's get caught up on a couple tips here. We got Kill Artist 1, the Dreamweaver Gamecat, right with the $2 sip, says, missed you guys. Last week seemed lonely. LOL.
Missed you too, Kill Artist.
If it seemed lonely to you, it also seemed lonely to me. And AJ, I'm sure. Less lonely than I am. Shapeshifter, the amorphous Gamecat with the €2 tip says, PSVR Underground, a small tip. Without Parole gets 1 too. To keep things in balance, the universe, PSVR channels, everything.
Harmony.
Did you say harmony?
Harmony and balance. Yes.
I thought we were gonna start saying like Ebony and Ivory. Paul McCartney, Stevie Wonder.
Oh, I was thinking the Guns from Devil May Cry.
There's also that.
There's one more tip.
If you feel like keeping it gaming related, which why would we do that? We also got Wild Hour, the Gamecat with the Australian $30 says, "You back. Awesome. Something for the lights and the good vibes. Thanks all." Thank you, Wild Hour. We really appreciate the generosity.
You're awesome, dude.
The help.
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude. Dude, all these dudes are good dudes. And I want to clarify that when I
girls
say
are
dudes,
good girls too.
Yes, I've had to tell
dudes and dudettes.
I've had to tell numerous people this. When I say dudes, I mean it's not gender specific, because I call Tornado a dude, and unfortunately for my mom, I call my mom a dude. So
what? Okay, now you're getting weird.
We spent like 2 hours on the phone yesterday, right? Like his Mother's Day. I called my mom. We're talking. I don't know how many times I was like, dude,
happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Okay, so like my mom is like, my parents, I think, are like two of my best friends, and like I talk to them like they're my friends, and I call them dudes. I don't even think about it. Like we've become friends over the years. I'm way behind on the conversation, but Dan Kiefer said Brian is Norman Reedus. I'm not sure what that relates to, but I just had to read it out loud because I don't know what it means. We also got, let's get this last tip before we move on. Arian with the 35 cubic zirconia says, when do you guys think Sony will provide the next PSVR2 update, even if it's just confirming the release window?
Next month.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
I would say more than a guess. It seemed like it's so we were talking about this quite a bit on voice chat today on Discord. It seems like Sony is holding back because again they're selling every PlayStation 5 they can possibly manufacture, right? Announcing new PlayStation 5 games or talking more about PSVR 2 isn't going to sell more PS5s right now because they're selling as many as they can, right? They cannot meet demand yet, and so so when they see that like they've had they've had like a God of War Ragnarok showcase planned for a while. They've had a PSVR 2 showcase planned like since late last year, and they keep holding off saying, well, what's this person going to do? What's this person going to do? What's this person going to do? When are we going to be able to meet demand? None of that's happening. They saw the Oculus showcase was coming up, and I really think that they held back and said, wait, let's see if these guys show off their new headset. Let's see what games they show off. Let's see if we need to start like getting the message out about PSVR 2 yet. Didn't seem like a time where they didn't show Quest 3, they didn't show off Cambria, nothing. Right? And so they said, well, we have a little bit more time to play with. Then Xbox comes out and says, we're going to do our showcase in early June. And so I think Sony goes, okay, well, we should probably hold back, see what Xbox says, and see how much of this. I mean, it must be an enormous list of titles that are being worked on, PSVR 2 information that they're dying to tell us, right? There's such an enormous amount of information that like you only want to say as much as you have to keep people's interest so that you can keep the information coming throughout the course of the year. And so I think they're waiting. I think they're actually waiting on Xbox.
And make no mistake, Sony is in full conservative mode right now.
Yeah.
Like they have, last gen, their PS4 gen or whatever, they were just like, give everybody what they want and let's, do everything. And now I have seen enough to know that they are just in, like you said, full conservative mode where they don't want to do anything they don't have to. And they're going to hold off as long as they can and just try to take their time and try to make sure that it's smooth. Like butter.
Jay, we have to have another news story to talk about. We do. In fact, we still have both of the stories from the title of the video. And the first one is from PushSquare.com and tells us that survival, medieval, Dynasty. I'm just reading the URL. This is not how news stories should go. Acclaimed historical survival game Medieval Dynasty is now planned for PSVR 2. Let me bring that up, man, because...
Did you know that on the PlayStation controller, it was not originally supposed to be called Square, it was supposed to be called Box?
Do you know some people call the X Cross? This is like sacrilege, man. Like, I don't...
It is called Cross. No, I'm actually, by the way, I totally made that up. That's not true. But I was inspired to make that joke because of the whole... It's called the Cross. Like, that's what they call it. It's not called an X.
Yeah, well, they are wrong. I don't care who they are. Here,
and it's cross. it's cross, box, pyramid, and I need something for circle.
Sun, moon,
and moon.
Yeah,
probably could have done better than that, but I'll take it.
No. I mean it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong about things. Anybody who calls it cross.
I call it X. I don't call it cross.
Oh, I know you're not crazy. Well,
if you call it cross, I will nail you to a cross.
Then will I be officially martyred, or is that just like a not a thing anymore?
No, it'll be an upside down cross because you're going to hell.
All right. I mean, at least we're sending me off in the right direction. All right, man. Let's go through this Push Square article. It says acclaimed historical survival medieval dynasty planned for PSVR 2. Survival games are among the most popular across all the platforms these days, and Medieval Dynasty has been particularly well received on the PC storefronts like Steam. The game merges hunting in the Middle Ages with tycoon-type gameplay as you're required to build and fortify a thriving settlement for you and your people, and apparently it's planned for PSVR 2. According to a Polish interview with developers RenderCube and Spectral Games, as spotted by French website VR Player, a conversion is currently planned for MetaQuest 2, with a PSVR 2 port planned thereafter. Development of the virtual reality adaptation is going well, with one of 4 key production milestones already complete. It's important to note that this will not be a direct translation of the existing PC release, but instead a version designed specifically for virtual reality, which maintains many of the mechanics and systems of the original. In other words, developers not taking the easy option of repurposing the existing game for PSVR2, but is instead looking to tailor and expand upon concepts for the new medium.
I looked up this. I looked into this game a little bit, and I thought there were some interesting things about what they said there. Are survival games really like this considered like the most fun, like as popular as they are? Because I was under the impression that most people actually don't really like survival games. I feel like that's actually becoming, if not, or has just always been like kind of more of like a niche thing. Because people don't like having to like maintain stuff. I love them personally, and I didn't like them before VR, but I love them in VR because all those things you have to do to take care of yourself, you have to you get to physically do. It's a form of gameplay to me, the way it's translated, and I think it's a really fun part of gameplay.
I think that we got some negative blowback about survival games in VR for two specific reasons that I can think of recently, and I think that the first one comes from Saints and Sinners, because people were like, "Oh, I love The Walking Dead. I want to kill zombies. I want to do all this stuff," but then they were like dealing with a stamina meter, and they were dealing with health meter that interacted with the stamina meter, and this is next to the radio. It's one of my least favorite things about Saints and Sinners. Like, they did some really good stuff with survival, but I don't like the way they actually implemented them into that game specifically. And I hope they sort of work on that a little bit. Just give me 3 meters, man. Give me a stamina meter, give me a health meter, and give me fucking make it up. I don't care. But don't make these things interact with each other. So I think there was a lot of blowback from that. That was number one.
Ian Stambridge says, I prefer dying games to survival games.
Okay.
I like how I ignored the 30 people that said they love survival games just to read his comment.
Right. Are we going with roguelites then? Is that because that's all about dying? That's a dying game.
Yeah. I think I think these genres, I think they are they're changing. I mean, you look at the success of Elden Ring and how the Souls-like games, it was a niche audience, and they stayed true to what they, their formula, and it suddenly became like a everybody game, which is great. And I think that's wonderful. So it would be nice to see the survival genre kind of be next. And I think somebody pointed out that Stingray X said survival multiplayer games are huge now. I could see that. Daniel Kaz pointed out Minecraft is like the best game ever, best selling game ever. Sorry. So it kind of makes sense. I do hope to see it expand more. Now, this is the catch with this game, though, is that from the reviews that I read in this is very much about building a town, running a town, and it has the survival elements. If you're looking for epic night battles and stuff, this game doesn't have that. And I don't know how I feel about that just yet, because I feel like I could still enjoy the game, but I'm like, I want like night to come, and then like zombies start popping out of graves and fighting them, and dark knights start attacking your village, and you have to defend your village and stuff. So I'm not sure. Like, I feel like I said, I feel like I could enjoy this, but I'm not sure how I feel about that. This being more focused on the sim kind of thing versus having some other action elements to it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because like I didn't even think about that element to it. My biggest concern was that they're not actually just taking the flat screen game and making it VR. They're making a VR version of it, and obviously and they're developing it on Quest 2. And so immediately, just like our prior conversation, now this is when we get into trouble. Medieval Dynasty seems like it has so much going on in the proper flat screen version that I think there's going to be a lot of sacrifices made when you're bringing it into VR, and now you're ditching elements here and there and left and right to make a VR specific version. Don't get me wrong, we like the VRAF mechanics, things like Shadow Legends, Saints and Sinners, when you feel like you're in the game and you're doing things instead of just clicking a button. Cool. But if you're like actually dumbing the game down in order to make it run on the Quest 2 and make a VR version of it, suddenly I'm not nearly as interested. Like, this is like, I really, really, really would like this to be a game that sort of supports the hybrid model, right? Where, hey, this is an amazing game on the flat screen, and we brought it into VR, and now you've got hands in the game, and a little bit more VR interactions. And for that reason, this is going to be one that I'm less excited about until I see what they're really capable of doing here.
Yeah, like the VR interactiveness to it, like what?
Or just the scope of the game entirely. Like how much are you going to be able to retain from the flat screen version if like if your lead platform is Quest 2?
Yeah.
Seems like a really big game to try to condense down to that.
Yeah, I could totally see some issues there. I do kind of like, I do find it appealing though, how people say like it's kind of a fun game to just get lost in, and it's kind of chill as well.
Yeah.
I could definitely see something that kind of gives you busy work to do. And there's some combat in it. I just don't think there's like a heavy focus. It's not like Swordsman in an open world game or something.
Right. Dude, Billy Goat Catfish in the chat says, why no PSVR Forest? Annoying. Dude, the Forest is one of those games that I was like, this needs to be in VR. I even bought it on the flat screen thinking I was going to it was on sale for like $3 or $4 at one point. I was like, I'm going to play this on the flat screen and I hope it comes to VR. The Forest needs to be a PSVR2 game. Big time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
one of the many.
Dude, let's get on to the big thumbnail topic, and that is that's fucking VR treadmills, man. VR treadmills. And the reason we're bringing this up is we're not just like, hey, random topic of the day. It is because Cat. Nope. Where do we go? Nope, that's not it. Nope. Is this that? Whoop. Okay, let's just bring up that trailer. I don't fucking know if this is the right one or not. Cat VR is running a Kickstarter for their Cat C2 VR treadmill. I don't know. Awesome naming conventions for sure. And this is this is going to supposedly be the new way to travel in VR games. You're able to run, walk, jog, crouch, all the things you can't do in real life. I mean, is this? I don't want to go super duper negative about this, right? Because I think that there's certainly a place for this, but right off the bat, I will say that my first thoughts about this are, people already complain that like they don't have enough space for VR. Like we're now going to have a permanent fixture in our living room or our bedroom or wherever else, and say, like, can you imagine when you're not using this thing? It's just like. Just taking up space in your.
Well,
I have 485 square feet to work with. I can't sacrifice part of my living room for this during the 90% of the time I'm not using it.
So this is the thing here. I was thinking about it, and I was like, we typically just brush these off, and we're like, treadmill's stupid.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to approach with that angle because there are a lot of people that are interested in it and can find use to it. But to me, that is the big question: is like, what is the role that these things are to play? Are they supposed to be? Because to me, VR and the way that it's going to become popular is through gaming. Like that's what has gotten most people's interest in virtual reality is gaming and entertainment. That's the most fun way people are entertained these days. And I was actually over our little hiatus, I watched a lot of different movies, and I watched a lot of different movies and TV shows that were surrounding VR, and got to look at like what they think VR is and what it should be. Right. And I watched stuff like Lawnmower Man, where it's like they're like trying to use it to enhance like, the brain function and like increase intelligence and everything. And then there's other people that are like, it needs to be like it can open another dimension or whatnot. And to me, like I said, keep it simple. It's just about gaming. And what does the treadmill offer to gaming? And to me, that's where it's like, well, it has a place, but it's very, very limited in what it can do. And it doesn't work for everything. And it could very well be like another like 3D rudder situation where it's limited in game support. It's really expensive, and it's not very accessible to people.
Right.
And so it's going to have that that hurdle to overcome. But yeah, there's still going to be a very, very, very small amount of people that could, potentially like it.
Yeah, and that's an important thing to note, is that if it really does feel like you're walking, and it really does, and you feel comfortable running on this thing, right? Because despite the fact that it's got, kind of encloses you in this circle, I'm very, very hesitant to move when I have a VR headset on, because I don't know if my cat's near me, I don't know, whatever, It's like if this all feels natural, which it doesn't look natural in this video, I'd be like, okay, I'm the guy that 5-6 years ago was like, I don't care about move support in games. I want to sit on my couch with my VR headset on because I'm a gamer first and foremost, and that's how I want to play games.
Right.
Obviously, things have really changed over the course of the last 5 or 6 years. I've absolutely want motion support in every single game. I want my hands in the game. I want my arms in the game. I want to really feel like I'm there. And so the immediate thought I have in this is like, oh, it looks so awkward. This doesn't look natural at all. Like, I get another accessory for me to have to, to pull out and set up and whatever. VR is already a little bit cumbersome depending on which headset you're using. Why are we making it more difficult?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that in 5 years, I'm saying something completely different than what I'm saying today. I'm hoping that in 5 or 6 years, I'm saying, God, can you believe I ever said that I didn't want a VR treadmill? Like, look how this feels amazing, and it feels so natural, and the immersion is just through the roof. When I'm running on this thing, it feels like I'm running in real life. I want that to be the case. This video is just not convincing me of that yet. I don't think it's there.
To me, it's cool as a short, one-time experience kind of thing. This is not how I want to play my games regularly. Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of video games, is at what point are you taking away it being an immersive experience and just actually doing these things? I applaud the fact that this treadmill looking thing, it has a harness on the back where you can kind of get on your stomach and do a swimming motion. I thought that was actually kind of cool. But the truth is, I've played games like Freediver Triton Down, where you're doing these motions, and it is super immersive and super fun. And in a way, isn't that technically more immersive? The fact that you're being immersed by something and not completely having to do that, there's a middle ground here that gaming and VR needs to find a balance of, and that blend of the two is where we're going to have the best gaming experiences, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think we do get to a certain point where we're like, man, the 3D rudder never made any sense to me, because I was like, you have to sit down to use it, and you have to move your feet and it never felt as accurate as I wanted it to be. And I'm like, and really all we're doing is replacing this motion on a move controller, or this thumb motion on an analog stick. I was like, we're making things more complicated than they have to be. So in general, I really don't know why the camera's on me when I have a amazing cat right here who'd rather be in the picture. It's to me, when you're replacing something that is as simple as moving your thumb with an analog stick, we're just overcomplicating things to overcomplicate things. Now, again, I do think that we're going to be singing a different song in 5 or 6 years from now. I do think the technology is going to advance. I think it's going to be super. It's going to be the technology is just going to get better, and it's going to be. It's not going to look like this, right? Do you see how they're kind of strapped into the treadmill? Yeah. Is it seems like they're fighting against it, and that's not natural walking or running or jogging to me. Right?
To me, it's all about the games, man. And what are you gonna do with a demo where you're walking down a hallway and pushing a box or a barrel versus Gran freaking Turismo 7, where you don't require all of this stuff? It doesn't work for every single game. It's not the solution for locomotion. That has already been discovered, which is joysticks. Those are a solution that work for locomotion and I think those are the best solution as of right now. And yeah, I don't know. I don't mind something like this being in like the arcades, like being like an arcade experience kind of thing where, hey, we've got these lined up here and you know, I could see it having a place in like arcades, but I don't know. I think the people that are going to benefit from this the most are just some fucking YouTubers that stream. Oh, it's like the new world that we all wanted, you know, whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
Are we not watching the correct video? Sorry,
I'm not gonna.
We're getting yelled at from Music Impact. Is that we're not watching the right video? This looks like could be the old treadmill. Let me see what we got here. Let me see, because I do have the.
Is this the one that they were showing us?
Let's see. Let's see what this new one looks like.
Like I said, this to me seems like something I'd enjoy for like 10 minutes or like it's just not how I'd want to play every single day. If you're a hardcore gamer, I don't see
There it is.
Why. I don't know.
All right.
It's a great thing for the tech and experimental stuff for the tech, but
dude, the new one looks so much worse. Oh my god, I can't. Thank you. In a second. Thank you for directing us toward the new one. But oh my god, it looks so much less comfortable. I mean, it's, you know, good for them. They're trying. In a few more years, this will be caught up. I just not. Nope.
You also eliminate a huge amount of accessibility with this too. You know, not just from you know, somebody that's physically able to use it, but wants to use it, yep, or can afford it, has the space for it. The games, like I said, the games that support it, it's very, very limited on what it could probably do for like a consumer level thing. Consumer items typically have to, you know, they have to kind of appeal to millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
This probably doesn't have to do that, which is why it's finding success, because it probably doesn't have to appeal to, you know, 20, 30 million people or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's, you know, I'm very happy for the people who want to get into this now. And I'm glad that people are getting into this now because, you know, obviously if the Cat VR treadmill company can keep making improved versions of this over the years, then amazing. You know, and I'll jump in, you know, and after a few more revisions, I guess, because right now I'm not seeing what I want to see here. Yeah,
I mean, it's good that they're
enough, man. I don't need to add to this.
Are they playing Saints and Sinners? They are playing.
Saints I mean, the compatibility list is like.
What happens though? I mean, if it's supposed to be like super immersive, what happens when you run into a wall that you can't actually run into? Then you're like stuck in an invisible wall and you're running in place and it's going to break the immersion. Like
it's the same thing as if you hold an analog stick and you run into a wall, right? You're
right.
Just going to do this against the wall. It's, you know,
right. But when you're physically having to run, that's going to suck. At least you can use the joystick to turn around. And I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's not total immersion proof.
It's not immersion proof. Mark Pringlesleaf with the €2 says, "How do I get my wheelchair on there?" Yep. Use your analog.
Good question,
stick, man. Use your analog. We got Waleed is now a Gamecat, specifically a white tiger with the Canadian $2 tip. Says, "Hey Brian and AJ, does everyone spell my name with an I?" I'm just having a long conversation with.
I noticed that.
Yeah, everyone spells my name with an I. It's unfortunate there's not a place on screen that tells you how to spell it. I love you, Waleed. I'm just giving you a hard time. It says, "Great to have you both back," and we're both very, very happy to be back. Thank you, Waleed.
Well, Brian.
Yeah.
On that note.
Oh Jesus, it's time. It was time 10 minutes ago. Dude, it's time for video game or PSVR 20 questions, where I've got a PSVR game in my head, and that means you and all the cats out there have 20 yes or no questions. Apparently, Tornado wants to play too. To figure out what PSVR game I'm thinking of. Are you guys ready? Make it good. Ask good questions. AJ, ready?
Let's do this, man.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. What just happened? Hold on. It's almost there. It's almost there. And there. Go.
Does it use joysticks?
No. God, now I have to double check this.
I'll
let you know if I change that answer.
Assume that means move controllers only.
Let me double check here. Yeah, no analog sticks.
No analog sticks. Okay. Did it come out within the last 2 years?
It did not come out within the last 2 years.
Okay. Is it a action game?
Yeah, I mean, I would say action is.
Is there shooting in this?
They're shooting. Yep.
Okay. So, shooting game. Is there full locomotion?
There is full locomotion. That's 5 questions.
Okay. Is there a horror element to this game?
There is a horror element to this game.
Is there a horror element specifically in the second half of this game?
No, there's not a horror element specifically in the second half of this game.
So it's probably not Immortal Legacy. A horror game with action and shooting, and does not use joysticks, so can't be the aim or DualShock. It is probably. Oh, I like it. Wait, no, he said there's full locomotion. All yours history. Let's see. Is there a survival element to this game?
No, because other than trying not to die.
Okay. I like where you're going with this sci-fi game, Cat Henry.
Let's see if sci-fi knows what's up or not.
Yes. Is this game made by Tripwire Interactive?
This game is not made by Tripwire Interactive.
Ooh, so it's not Killing Floor. It's a good. Ooh, Nick, I like where Nick the Game Cat out. Is this based on a popular IP?
This is not based on a popular IP, and that's 10 questions.
Oh, because that has like action and shooting and stuff. So, yeah, that's. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going down the wrong path here.
Damn it, Nick.
Are there zombies in this game?
There are zombies in this game.
Okay, guys. There's not that many zombie games. Move controllers, zombies. It's not survival elements, so it's not thing. There's full locomotions. Can't be Saints and Sinners because he says no survival elements. That's definitely got survival elements. Is there any fungus in this game? Leave him alone.
Don't make me quit again.
Of course, all yours history. Of course, all yours history is gonna mention that for the rest of his life. Let's see, zombies, guys. Zombies games.
You're running out of time,
moves.
man. You 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. 9 questions.
Are there chapters in this game?
Yeah. There's chapters.
Do the zombies' heads instantly disappear when they explode?
It's been a while, but I think that's a thing. I think that's a thing. Yes.
Is it? Does the third level have you play as a little girl running around a house?
Oh, that wasn't just a dream. Yes, it does.
Is it Contagion VR?
It is Contagion VR. 15 questions by Monochrome Interactive. Really, dude, the best part of this game came way after launch when they added the biotech level. Biotech level was probably bigger than the rest of the game. And it was the best part of the game. Holy moly, man. Not a very good game, though.
Yeah, I really liked this game at first. Okay. And yeah, it is just I don't know. It's too janky. It's got too many rough edges. It almost had it right, but it's just so. I think what this is one of the few games I've seen where the lack of polish was so bad that it like really ruined the entire experience because it was just so unpolished.
Yeah, if you guys can pick this up for like less than $10, then it's like it's worthy of a playthrough. I really do think that Biotech, the fourth level they added, kind of made the game. But it just has a great ending, and you're just kind of like, how could it not be? How could they have not put this level of quality? And it's funny because the first half of the first level inside the apartment building seems so polished, and it just seems so well done. You could tell they spent a lot of time on that. And then once you get out to the streets, the second half of it feels kind of lame. I think the second chapter feels kind of lame, and then the third level was like super polished, but a totally different game. Like, it's so weird. It's such a weird game, but I think it's worth checking out if you have the patience to deal with the jank, because there's a lot of jank for sure.
Matt Damon.
So random, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. AJ, what's going on PSVR PSVR 2 Underground?
Yeah, I haven't rebranded yet.
I know.
Oh, nothing, man. I've been working on lots of different things, just a bunch of random stuff, and really just getting prepared for the future. While we, right now is a little bit of a slow time, so just trying to, get my bearings in and get some polish on the channel. Yeah, man, just having fun making merch and stuff. I saw some people talking about my shirt, PSVR Underground shirts, now $13. Really cheap and turned out really nice. And
that's like almost
just having
free.
Fun, man. Just having fun, and that's what it's all about.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me today over here on PSVR Gamescast Live. Remember, if you don't already subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground, go over and subscribe to him. Don't forget, guys, what keeps the lights on over here? Patreon.com/withoutparolegames. Thank you so much for all the support, especially during this slow time. Harder than ever to keep things going. Apologize. I'm not apologizing, actually. I was just reading Sean Yarbrough's comment, and he was sorry. And so in my head, I was like, I think I'm also sorry. But anyway, guys, thank you to all the cats out there. Thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon. Thank you to everybody who changed your name to Gamecat. Thank you to all the mods that help this channel run. Sci-Fi Gamecat Henry, who does all the timestamps for this. Meow, who gets this up on podcast services of your choice. Trust me, there's a lot of them to choose from. I don't really do it, but it's there. You just don't get to see Tornado if you listen to the audio version. Kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? And of course, thank you to everybody who sat back and watched the show, didn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there too. Numbers don't lie, and we love you just as much. AJ, it's Monday. Can I cue the cat?
Cue the cat, Brian, because I want to say see you guy Weston Day, because you say it like that for some reason. To Zombie 5150 says,
what's wrong with
Westness Day?
Westness Day.
It should just be West Day, man. Old Dart says, bye-bye. Gino Pockets, a.k.a. the Who Dat Game Cat. Good night to you, my friend. Mark Pringles, Leaf, once you pop, the Game Cat don't stop. Emily Baxter, hashtag the cartoony witch. Game Kitten says, cute a monkey. That is very cartoony of you, Emily.
So cartoony.
And it will not be tolerated. Twitcher the I Love Swordsman now. Game Cat says, play more dreams. I agree. Sean Yarbrough, the Game Cat. It is over for now. First Contact Entertainment in the house tonight. What up, brother? Good to see you guys. Hope you're working on Firewall 2. It better be Firewall 2.
Spill the beans about PSVR 2. We know you know shit. Tell us.
Give us some inside info on PSVR 2.
Tie them up. Hold them down. Get the gag out. Come on, man. Make them fucking talk. They can do it. Come on. Tell us what you know. Sorry, I'm done.
Good to see you guys. Bob Zarkoff, the Underground Game Cat. Scott Disco, PSN here, PSVR Game Cat for life. Thanks so much, man. Shapeshifter, the Animorph Cat. Can I just call him that?
I mean, whatever you want. If I say West Nest Day, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
True. Jazzy J, the Terra Mage Game Cat. Neon Groove, stay groovy, my friend. And Neony. GP, a Brief Dreams Cat. Thank you so much. Says, everyone play Ice Realm in VR in Dreams. That's right. Genetic Blasphemy made Ice Realm in Dreams. It's a sandbox thing. I'm going to check it out soon. Kill Cell, baby, in the house tonight. Hack the Game Cat. I knew it was lit up here. Guys, saw it fist bump to you. Ian Stambridge. I'm losing track of the chat. Gabriel Double for the license. Meow, Game Cat. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Old Dart, thank you so much, man. It says, swipe the like, cats. JT Money. All you guys. Cerebral Frost. What is up, dude? All of you. Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat Elite Names.
Frank Show, come on. Frank Show, what? Frank Show, come on. Yo,
I said, come on.
It's time for the show.
It's actually time for the show to end, but
oh yeah, let's do that. Who was that? That was Zombie 5150 that got me going down the Frank show.
Oh, I see it.
There it is. Let's get out of here. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you West Nest Day.
Darcy, the Balkan cat. I see you.